Coaches. So you see in the title, is this what you want? 1 second. Is this what you want? Now, this message has been on my heart for a couple days now. I was actually going to come on earlier this morning, but I went and worked in my garden, and I said, okay, when I finish working in the garden and get my flower beds all pretty, I'll do it then. And then I said, no, I want to go to sleep. And so I took a nap, and I'm refreshed and I'm here. And I even for a moment was going to change, what I was going to talk about. My Queen Behavior Master Life session is coming up in a couple days, and I wanted to let people know about that. And I said, no, this is what I feel aligned to talk about. I really wanted to share this message with coaches. And when I say coaches, some of you may have a message, or maybe you have a life experience that you really wish more women had the opportunity to experience. Some of you have intellectual property. Some of you have already created things and you're getting your feet wet, or that's where you desire to transition. This particular message is for you. The question is this what you want? Say hello in the comments. I see you guys coming on. I'd love to know who I'm speaking with and be able to address you personally. So when I think about the question, is this what you want? One of the biggest things that's coming up for me is the fact that you keep choosing and making decisions that are not aligned with this thing that you're saying you want to do. Brother Richie Rich, Tracy Palmer, how are you guys? You keep doing things and making decisions that aren't in alignment with coaching or what it is that you say that you want to do. And so it's important that I come on to ask you this question once more. Is this what you want? Now, for me, prior to coaching and consulting, I was in a completely different career. I've been doing that successfully. I owned a brick and mortar service-based business, and I've been in that industry for 20 plus years. But coaching and consulting was something that, number one, I heard in my prayer time. At the time, I didn't even have an idea of what coaching and consulting was. And I went to a conference, I took some courses, and I realized that I'd been doing it all along, but I hadn't monetized it. I was simply helping other small businesses in my city with their business. It was just coming up for me naturally. And many of you have things that you do naturally with ease that I feel is your wellspring of wealth. And that thing is in your heart. It's been in your heart. It's a desire that's been planted there. You've been saying that this is what you were going to do and what level you were going to do it on. But all of your decisions and your choices are not in alignment with that. So that wouldn't be my first question, but my next question to you is, do you want to service your perfect people? Now, what I mean by your perfect people, for those of you who, maybe you've taken some type of course, maybe you've worked with me before, and one of the first steps years ago was you finding your target audience. That's something that, is like a buzzword in the business building space. And those would be the people that your products, your services are targeted to whenever you're marketing. But your perfect people are different from your target market. And this is a concept that I teach my clients, those clients that really want their whole life to be in alignment. And your perfect people would be like, it would be those clients that every single time you launch something or you invite people into an enrollment opportunity with you, those people sign up. right? So I was actually on the phone with one of my perfect people 2 days ago talking about my mastermind, but she's also in my Queen Behavior course. And she's also taken my Destiny by Design course. And she's also taken my 3D Academy. I mean, everything I launch, her and many other clients, they automatically sign up. And one of the reasons they do that is because I change people's lives. Like, they've worked with me, they understand, they heard something that I expressed in what I was offering, and they knew that that thing was for them. They're getting results, right? And so those are your perfect people. They'll continue to sign up with you. They'll get your premium products. My perfect people have not only gotten my courses and classes that were $400, they've taken my $6,000 offers as well. And those are your perfect people. And I'm asking you this because many of you are not working with your perfect people. You're actually working with people who are not paying in full, or they're not paying for, even if you do installments, they're not completing their obligations. You're actually having to really sell them on, what you offer. It's a tug and a pull. There's no flow to it, right? And so I get it when you first start out, and that's no rule of thumb, that's actually a limiting belief, but normally, right, when you first start out, you just need something you can play with now. And so you just want to help everybody, because oftentimes there's like this great need for the money to be coming into you. But again, you heard me say that's also a limiting belief, because you can just start out, and if you are in alignment, you can attract your perfect people, right? And what I just did, I want you guys to notice what I just did, and one of the reasons I was able to do it. So I just shifted the possibility and the trajectory of how things have to happen, because there are guidelines and rules and ideals, and different people will say you need to do it this way, and it can't be done in less than 5 years, and all of those things are really limiting beliefs, and we will follow suit with those beliefs if we don't decide on a different belief. I hope this is making sense. And what I feel is missing for many coaches that are wanting to take their business to the next level, that are wanting to serve their perfect people, that are wanting to get their whole life, earn more money, have time freedom, what I feel is missing is a decision. That's what's missing. You have not fully decided. I have things that I'll say I want them, and in my heart of hearts, I'm thinking that I want it, but it never really manifests until I actually decide. And when you are straddling the fence, when you are lowering your way of being, or your offers and things like that, to adjust, when you're doing all of that adjusting, you're not going to get your perfect people as it relates to clients. You're going to get people who are uncertain. You're going to get people who wait to the very last minute. And here's one of the reasons why this transpires. This was so huge for me in my practice. And it's one of the things that I do inner work on often, right? So all of my classes and courses, regardless of what they are, whether it's life coaching courses where I'm talking about healing and self-esteem and all of those things, or even my business courses, they include inner work. I believe that the healthiest businesses are the businesses that you build from within. I also believe that you are very much your business, a huge part of how your business functions, how it flows, who you attract, all of those things. And so moving to new levels requires you to do inner work. And so when I think about, moving to the next level and making decisions, and me saying I want something, I realized that even though I said I want it, if it's not occurring, I haven't decided. When I first began doing inner work from that space was about 2018. It was an awareness, like, okay, you're saying you're wanting this, but you're allowing all of these other things to get in the way. But a person that really wants something, they don't allow all of those other things to get in the way. Does that make sense? And it was in an instant moment, literally, that I decided what I wanted, which was to offer um, premium products, right? I had a mastermind at that time that I already had the information for, the curriculum, and I hadn't launched it. I didn't launch it because I wasn't comfortable with that price point. I was allowing all of these limiting beliefs to come up in my head, thinking nobody would purchase it, with $6,000. And at that time, my highest product was like $1,000. So I was like 5xing the investment cost on my products. And I did that in a moment. I hope this is making sense. I did it in a moment. Literally, in the next day, I was on the phone with a client. I shared what I was launching soon. I didn't have a website. A landing page. I didn't have any of those things for that particular offer. I hope this is making sense to you all. I didn't have all of that stuff. I just mentioned what I would be doing in the upcoming months. And the client said, I want in. Can you just send me an invoice? Even though the page isn't up, can you create a button just for me? I want in. I want one of those spots. And this goes back to you being, right, as opposed to you doing, and you attracting your perfect people. My gosh. The third thing about that particular moment of me doing inner work was I decided. I made a decision. So we can say, okay, my price is now this. You can 5x your price, right? People go up on their prices all the time. And unfortunately, sometimes going up on their prices or creating an offer that's their largest price product becomes this thing that never really sells. So anybody can just go up. But the thing is being a match for that thing that you're offering to these perfect people who absolutely need it. It's a yes, they want it. They want that next level. They understand the value. You have to be that. And what I'm saying about this is the clients that you are attracting now, or the clients that are reaching out to you for information with no intentions of investing, the clients that are, maybe you'll have a digital product that you're offering them, and their excuse would be, oh, I like things that are physical. It's the same information, right? But the client that's approaching you is making excuses. And oftentimes they are mirroring you. Oftentimes your clients are, just mirroring your beliefs, your way of being, how you are doing things. This is, what's transpiring. Or you'll get clients who, they say how maybe you do a few lives, or, you give information that will help people at the level that they're at, that's no cost. And they give you rave reviews and they talk about how they want to work with you, but they've been saying it for a year, 2 years, 3, most of the time those clients are mirroring who you are, who you're showing up as. So if you're wanting to work with your perfect people, you have to become a match for who those people are. Like, you have to be that thing that you're wanting these perfect people, which are those clients, to possess. What you're wanting them to do, how you're wanting them to act, how you're wanting them to be. And the way that you do that is you decide. See, there's something powerful about your yes. There's something powerful about your deciding and your decision. So many people won't say yes because yes means this may happen or that may happen or it may not go well and all of those things. But what if you said yes, right? What if you made the decision and you said yes to whatever that thing is that's going to put you in alignment for your next? You said yes, and then you allow yourself to expand and evolve into that decision. Because what I see with most coaches that are wanting to earn more, work with their perfect people, they want more time freedom. Instead of saying yes to what's going to put them in alignment with that, which means they are being a match for what they're saying, instead of saying yes, they, come up with all these different reasons why it probably won't work. It's not a convenient time, all the things, right? And so they're in their headspace so much that they can't get in flow and they can't get in alignment with their next level, with that next level of thing that they desire. And this is where inner work comes in, where we move into the space where we're transitioning from being such a doer, in our headspace, with so much masculine energy, into more of a trusting space. So I remember fully when I was going through a divorce. So I was married for 14 years. I've been divorced now over 3 years now, possibly going on 4 years. And prior to that, I remember in my prayer time, because my focus had been so much on, is this going to work? What my partner was doing wrong. How is this going to turn out? I'm looking from going into a space of being a single mom, right, with a teenage daughter, from previously being married for over 14 years. Yes, there were some new things that I could expect. Some things could go left, some things could go right. And I could have made the decision to just say, you know what, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I'm just going to sit in this. I'm just going to not choose me, not choose what it is that I say I desire, and I'm just going to wait. But I had put things off for quite some time. I was in this stage of constantly putting things off, but saying that I wanted something different, but I wasn't in alignment with it. And what I decided in those moments, what getting really connected to the vision that I had was me being a match for that space in my vision. Lasita Porter, how are you, dear? I decided that I get to have it all. I need you guys to hear me. Now, when I say I get to have it all, meaning, yes, I was going through a divorce. Yes, so many things could go left. Things could not go well. Something could happen. But how many of you know that life occurrences happen? It doesn't matter what level you're at. Things are going to come up. The kids are going to need things. Things are going to go left. I decided, remember I shared with you earlier, when I asked you the question, is this what you want? One of the huge parts of that is deciding. And when I decided, I said, look, I get to have my next level. I get to, live into my vision, which at that time, I was still trading my time for dollars. In my previous career, I knew that I wanted to be able to do things like I did this morning, where I went to work in my garden. I said I was going to broadcast. Then I said, no, I'm going to take a nap until I feel in alignment with coming on and sharing. I got to choose, but I'm only in this situation, I don't even want to call it a situation, this opportunity that I'm in my life, because I decided that I get to have it all. I didn't have to wait until all the possible bad things happened, right? I get to step into this new decision while that other stuff is transpiring, right? Because I wanted to come out of this space in my mind of always having to wait until things were perfect, until everything was in alignment, and me get in alignment with what it was I desire. So my second question for you was, do you want more of your perfect people? Those are those clients that I talked to you about. I was on the phone with one the other day who talking about the exceptional mastermind, who's in my class, my Queen Behavior class for Sunday, right? Your perfect people are clients that they already know that they want to work with you. They know, even if they've never worked with you before, they hear something, they feel led, they've decided, right? Your perfect people are clients who have decided. Now, oftentimes when we think about clients, this is a huge shift that a lot of people have to make, especially coaches, is oftentimes they may have a premium offer or a premium product, but their messaging is speaking to people who can't afford it, right? And so ideally, yes, your message needs to speak to people, and I teach my clients how to be in alignment for that, who can actually afford what it is that you're offering. But what's more important, this is the biggest thing, right? Because there are people who earn 7 figures, there are people who earn 6 figures who don't have money left, right? They're tapped out. They're so tied up with their finances that there's a level of fear for them to invest on that level. And then there are those who haven't reached their 6-figure mark who want it bad enough. And I'm going to give you a personal example. So in 2018, when I first launched the Exceptional Mastermind, which that mastermind was my year-long mastermind. So that was the Brand Build Profit Exceptional Mastermind. And the one that's launching now is Exceptional Leaders Mastermind, where I help them step into new levels of being, increase their income, do things with greater ease, and it's on a 6-month time frame. But when I originally launched in 2018, I had a client who was only earning $30,000. She was only earning $30,000 in her business. And many people are thinking, well, after, paying for cost of living and all those things, how was she able to afford a $6,000 offer? And what it really was that she wanted it. She wanted it. She made a decision that she wanted it. There was no pull and tug. She had really decided that this is what I need. She had worked with me prior, but she decided this is what I need. This feels in alignment for me, and this is what I want. So what she did was she said yes, and then she allowed herself to expand and evolve into the decision. She had months where she earned $17K. So if we do the math, that's almost triple of what the investment cost was. Some of her first early wins were like $4,000, right? Early on into the mastermind, but it was because she wanted it, right? And so one of the reasons it's important for you to decide if you want it, like if this is what you want, that next level, more time freedom, more money, more experiences, working with your perfect, is that really what, one of the reasons it's so important for you to decide that is because your clients are going to mirror who you are being. That's what's happening for you now. The people that are coming to you they're just mirroring who you are being. And your being is from an internal space, right? Shifting that requires, a level of inner work. The next question I have for you, this is like the third question, because I think our first question was, is this what you want? Right? And if it is, you have to decide, right? If you're wanting to transition from the way that you were doing things in your business and create this next stream of revenue, this residual income, this passive income that's just consistently coming in for you, whatever the thing is, more time freedom, if you want that, you have to decide. And then you have to become a match for that. Second question was, do you want more of your perfect people? Do you want to work with more of your people who are aligned with, the level of desire that you have for what it is that you want, right? Are you a match for that? The next question is, do you want wealth, prosperity, and abundance? Is that something that you really want? Because if so, you have to decide. You have to decide. And then you have to get in a space of alignment where you are being a match for that thing. And when I talk about wealth, prosperity, and abundance, when I just think about them, I think about your whole life, right? I don't think about one area doing well and then the other area flopping. I mean, your whole life. It is a decision that you have to live into, right? It's not a pick and choose. It's not, well, something has come up, so I don't get to have wealth in the tangible sense in this season. I'm gonna put that part on hold while I go take care of this thing right here. No, it's in your whole life, right? Do you want that? Right? And one of the things it requires is you to stop going back to your old ways. It's a pattern. If something happens, then you kind of go back to doing the things that you said you don't want to do. It's become a safety net. It's become a uncomfortable comfort for you. You have to, stop going back to your old ways. You have to no longer be in alignment with that old mindset, right? When life happens, because life is going to continuously happen. But you get to have all of it, but it's a decision. You get to work through whatever that thing is that you have, and also have the abundance, the wealth, the thing that's going to put you in alignment with your next. You get to have all of that, but you have to decide, right? You have to stop going back to your old fears. All of those things that you're saying, well, what if, or this could go wrong. Remember, when you say yes to the thing that you desire, you then expand and evolve into that decision. Your old beliefs, your old patterns, right? So one of the things you have to do, if wealth, prosperity, abundance is something that you desire, is you have to stop going back into the old ways and get yourself in a state of flow where, as although this is transpiring, I still get to have that other thing. I still get to be in alignment with those other things that I said that I desire. And this is my last question for you on today, coaches, aspiring coaches. Do you want it hard, or do you want it simple? Do you want it hard, or do you want it simple? If we're not careful, we will make things a lot harder than they have to be. A lot harder, which means that it's difficult to get into flow for the products and services that you're offering, the enrollments that you want to do, because you're thinking of all of these maybe technical things, and they do have their place in your business. Your masculine duties and responsibilities have their place, your systems and things of that nature. But your feminine energy, the more trusting space, is the space that you have to get in alignment with that's going to actually put you in flow. And here's a prime example. So I shared this earlier in the broadcast where I signed a client to my 6K program. I didn't have a landing page. I didn't have a button. I didn't have any of those things. I didn't even ask her to sign up. I mentioned that I would be doing the opportunity in the near future, and it was something that she may want to consider. But she decided, right? That wasn't hard. It was simple. And there's so many nuances to a business, and I think developing foundations and systems are important. But I think sometimes those things become our excuse to not actually be a match for what it is that we desire. So we're still in like that doing stage, which is very masculine, right? As opposed to being. Hear me now. There are masculine things and feminine things that need to be done in your business, but in that flow state, it's more about being. And if you want it to be hard, then you can continue to do hard things. You can continue to take all of the small courses and all of the freebies, and you can continue to do all of those things and do all of those little nuances and tweaks to your website, and you can continue to do all those things and make it harder than it has to be, or you can get an alignment with what's going to make things come to you and manifest in your business in a much more simpler way. So my last question to you is, are you making it hard? Are you making it hard? I'm going to go back through the questions that I asked you coaches on today. Number one, is it what you want? If it is, you have to decide, and you have to become a match for that, right? If that's abundance or wealth or prosperity, remember that's a full circle thing. It's spiritually, tangibly, well-being, not in just one area. If that's what you want, you have to decide. You can't teeter-totter with it, because what that does is it keeps you running back to get another certification, to do another thing, or to feel that something else is something else that you need to do, right? You have to become a match for what it is that you say you want. The second question I asked was, do you want to serve your perfect people? Or do you want to serve people that you got to hunt down, you got to convince them, like overly convince them, and every time you share the information that they may be looking for, they come up with some other reason why it's not going to work, or what? Do you want to work with your perfect people? That's the question. Remember, your clients are mirroring back to you who you are being, and so you have to become a match for who you desire to work with. Your clients that are people. When I was deciding who my perfect people was, I wanted people that I wouldn't mind sitting down to dinner with, right? That I could actually feel social with them, not just teaching them, that I could enjoy doing activities with, that if I had a VIP intensive, or if I had a retreat, and I would enjoy their company even outside of that. That was part of my perfect people. And here and again, my perfect people, they sign up for everything. I don't have to convince them, because they know what they want, they hear it, and they decide. And that's because that's who I am, right? That's who I'm being. So I'm attracting people that are a match. Like, I want my next thing, and I've made a decision on it. And so those perfect people are mirroring back to me when I'm mirroring, when I am being that in the world space. My next question was, do you want wealth, prosperity, and abundance, right? Which means that's not just in one area, which means something may be transpiring, but you still get to have that, right? You get to have it all, not just in one area. It's something you have to decide. If not, you will always go back to your old ways, your old patterns, your old beliefs, your old mindsets, and the old way of doing things, which will continue to get you the same results, which will continue to leave you in patterns, unwanted patterns in the cycle of your business and your life. And the last question was, do you want it hard, or do you want it simple? Do you want it hard, or do you want it simple? And you have to decide. Saying yes, and then allowing yourself to expand and evolve into the decision that you have made. For those of you who it's a yes for you, I am inviting you to the Exceptional Mastermind 2022. It is a 6-month opportunity. The link is in the top. I'll come back and put them in the bottom. Some of you already have an investment link. For others, there is an application. So that website link to the top will allow you to apply. We'll get on a phone call in case you have a question or two about more details that you didn't see on the page. But most people have pretty much decided, but we'll still be on a call, because I want to make sure that it is a match for what you need in the season, in your life, and in your business. Is this what you really want? That's my take.